On this segment of Reaching Out, we're joined by Charles Hanna, who is the supervisor of cooks on Rikers Island. Charles, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me. I'm a professional cook who just happened to be working at Rikers Island.
You're a chef then?
Yes, I am.
Okay. So tell me, what is your average day like? You're on Rikers Island and you have to prepare food for X amount of inmates.
We're currently cooking for 3 jails, which is AMKC, OBCC, and EMTC. We're cooking for at least about 6,050 inmates.
So tell us, what goes into preparing meals for 6,000 people?
We pretty much have 5 people prepping the food a day in advance, and sometimes 2 or 3 days in advance in case of emergency, in case we have a shutdown in jail, so we can have the food ready and prepared to serve the population.
So tell us what goes into preparing the food. And what type of meals do you serve?
Pretty much on a normal day, such as a Thursday, we have a chicken day on a PM. That goes with rice, and sometimes we have a bread dressing on that day. We have assigned cooks to those areas to do that meal. We have cooks on the oven, cooks on the vat area to prepare the rice and beans or the savory stuffing, and that goes to the 3 jails. That's another 6,000 to 7,000 meals. So
let me ask you a question. Around holiday time, are there any special meals prepared?
Oh, yes, and the inmates look forward to that. On a Thanksgiving meal, we have turkey, bread dressing, candy yams, and we have cranberry sauce for them. They look forward for that. And on Christmas, they have roast beef, potatoes, a very good meal on those days. They look forward to that.
Okay. So tell me, how long have you been, I would say, a food service chef for the New York City Department of Corrections?
I started in '88, a pretty good time ago, and we had a variety of meals at that time. Right now we have pretty much preheat meals at times, and we have stew meals at times. At those times we had curry goat for the Muslim population. We had pork chops for the GP population. We had to do 2 types of meals on the days, which are very hectic days at times, because it's a sheet pan meal, and you have to do at least 2,500 sheet pans per meal, plus 2,500 or more on the curry goat meals and stuff like that, which is pretty hectic at times for our population to work with.
So tell me, what is the toughest part of your job? You're performing your duties. What is the toughest thing you have to do?
Well, some of the toughest thing is to get there and be safe in jail with the environment that we have in jail. Preparing a meal is diligently hard at times because of oven space and the space that we have, sometimes the equipment that we have. Most of the time we would not improvise if we don't have to make these meals come out in a timely fashion. But we pretty much try to assure a nutritional meal for these inmates. As hard as it is, we make it look easy at times.
Yes. So is there a lot of heavy lifting involved?
Of course.
Yeah.
We have 100-gallon vats. We have big paddles that weigh at least 10, 15, 20 pounds. And not only the male, we have female workers who are working with these heavy equipment too. It's a tough, hectic job for our people to work. We work along with officers. We work along with inmates in the building, which we work just as hard as the officers in that building. Our pay scales are different, but we give 110% when we come to work as civilian, non-uniform workers.
So tell me, Charles, you just mentioned that you work alongside correction officers. What do you think when you hear the attacks on public sector workers, which you are one of them, when you say that your benefits are too rich and you don't deserve your pension? How does that make you feel?
I'd like them to come and try to work in that environment. Officers have alarms on their belt. They have pepper spray if they attack. Our cooks, we have none of those things, and we're working in the same environment. We're working with the same inmates that are arrested out there, same criminals that are doing bad things in the street, that they're in jail now we're dealing with, such as officers. We are trained in some classes to work around in that environment, but it's a hectic job. You have to be really safe and keep your eyes open.
Okay. So let me ask you, what is the most dangerous situation you ever been in?
I've been in situations where we have line feedings and you're serving a house of 50 people, and you have to answer to dietary needs and things like that, of that nature. And as you bend down to answer these questions, you can get food thrown at you. You can get attacked by a psychotic inmate. Anything can happen. We're around that environment. It's a rough, tough environment.
Okay. Thank you, Charles Hannah, for joining us in this segment. It's a pleasure to have you on Reaching Out. Thank you very much.
Thank you. On behalf of Teamsters, I'm happy to be here. Thank you very much.